You most likely know what an iceberg is, so I won't be explaining much. Obviously, some people know more than others, and there's no such thing as an iceberg that everyone agrees with. I encourage you all to correct me if I did any mistakes, and comment your own entries, cause there always could be more. As of today, it's impossible to check custom games without there being no scope, Simon Says, or a hide and seek room. These three modes started getting popular in 2020 and are still played to this day. I have a strong feel of nostalgia to when I was playing this during COVID and Zoom classes. Simpler times, man. Oh yeah, the infamous marketplace. Developers claimed to never add a marketplace into the game. As most of you remember, Subway area has been removed from Legacy in late 2020. It made entering the B-side a little harder, and oh man, some people are mad to this day because of it. The next entry is about the update 1.19, where the weapon view model got significantly changed. Everything was wobbly, and especially on iPads, guns took over like half of your screen, which quickly became the most hated change by most of the community.
Give me that.
I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read about it yourself. Yeah, that one is self-explanatory. I might do a full video explaining every bonus fuck up that they had, but to name a few, we got adding heavy armor and removing it later, changing the recoil mechanic, adding an SMG that was better than best weapons at the time that cost $700? What were they thinking, bro? Rooks, or
Ronald Groenhuizen,
was probably the most impactful COPS content creator, period. Easily gaining over 100,000 to 1 million views per video granted him remembrance from millions of players across the planet. His last activity online was a community post. That didn't age well. According to his LinkedIn, he works in the Dutch Ministry of Defense, which is most likely the reason he stopped posting. There also appeared a signature skin collection, where Rooks, Joker and Palin got their own skins in the game. As a bonus fact, both his and Guzman's name appears in the credits that you can access through the play screen. If you know Counter-Strike's history, you should recognize who Min Lee is. I already shared my opinion on this change, so if you want to hear it, watch my COPS history video. Link is in the description. Ducks. Ducks are a weird, but foundational part of the game. They appear as a form of an Easter egg hidden in every single map. It's also worth pointing out that there are two emblems related to that phenomenon? I don't even know how to call it. Either Critical Force is onto something that no one understands, or there might be on something. Olive Axe. This skin came out on April Fool's 2019. It was an obvious joke, a 9,000 credit joke to be exact. Everything was okay until people started realizing that it made it extremely rare to have it. This is, however, where it only went downhill. The developers decided that it would be a great idea to scrap the shit out of its exclusiveness and make it a default tier 7, just to make it end up on the marketplace for 0.05 of its initial value. I recommend listening to Phoenix's video about the topic. Guys, just remember that constructive criticism is the way here, not general bitching. Critical Pass Season 29 shares similar fate to the Olive Tactical Axe. It contains skins such as the TRG Thrilla or the Compact GSR. And what's wrong with it, you ask? Well, these, as well as other skins, got purposefully re-released from past Critical Passes, which effectively degraded almost all collective value they had. Connected maps. If you played the game enough, you'd realize that maps such as Bureau and Division, or Legacy and Gallery, share the same parts. They're meant to show an illusion of being connected, however what you see is what you get. Some people manage to glitch out and reveal that it just ends here. I remember being disappointed when I found that. Still a cool little detail though. In update 1.28, Division got heavily reworked. The reason behind it given by developers was to meet newer standards. They also stated that this iteration will look better, play better and fit better with the reworked Bureau as well. 3 factors. One of them is significantly more important than others. Can you guess which one is it? Well, graphically it looks cleaner and also fits the reworked bureau. However, 3 years passed and I still can't make up with how the middle parts changed. It might be just me, but I don't particularly like how closed and claustrophobic it got. Also, it is way easier to just trap people and spawn kill them since the vent disappeared. The chance of it changing is basically none, but who knows, maybe they will add some old content the same way they reintroduced old skins. Golden Axe. At this point, it is Seop's signature character. The Golden Axe appears almost everywhere in the game, from skins, through maps, to a Golden Axe tournament. Yes, this was actually a thing. Content redistribution. Unfortunately, another case of abandoning item value. I'm honestly getting tired of it, so to some...
Wait.
Re-adding previous lucky spins. New lucky spins respectively get added into theme cases. See apps on PC. It is pretty well known that Critical Apps at some point was available to play on a computer. To be exact, it was supported by Facebook Game Room since the initial pre-alpha release. Then, mid-2017 it went mobile only. 6 years later, update 1.42 introduced input methods, so now you are able to play with a keyboard and a mouse, or even a controller. I assumed the feature would be far more popular than it is, but it's pretty reasonable considering that you need a special dongle to even connect anything to your device. This entry is pretty self-explanatory. Critical passes were introduced into the game on October 2018, and after 38 seasons, in 2022, their format significantly changed to operations. 100 tiers, 2 knife glove combos, and lots of other items for a price of 2000 credits, which you could fully get back. This continued with 2 operations in total. Then, let's just say it went into a questionable way. The developers got a little lost in the format, to say the least. Like, what is this? Shitting on their rather questionable decisions was never my goal, but being absolutely honest, it felt extremely greedy to see this. Turn into this. It wasn't even about the name of the battle pass, but the content that it brought. The hate that I received was so big that ultimately they changed it back into critical passes. This time with a format that holds up to this day. If you didn't know, the standard case had 3 versions in total, but there's no need to explain that.
The first one, what is it? M14. So it's a sniper.
What's going on, everyone? It's Twist here. Welcome back to another video. I'm really excited because developers, the awesome Critical Ops developers Wati and Bobby, gave me 50 cases to open.
Did you ever wonder why do bots have random names? Well, now you know that they aren't quite random, to say the least. You did not have to play COPS 8 or so years ago to know that the first 3 maps were called after real places, cause it's not some secret information. There still is a trailer for the Canals map, which of course was called Amsterdam back then. The Sherpa Light is a family of 4x4 tactical and light armored vehicles developed by French company Renault Trucks Defense. And I totally didn't just copy that from Wikipedia. Anyway, it might look familiar to some people, because it's the car that appears in some maps such as Grounded or Arctic. Not available game modes. COPS had quite a lot of events. This resulted in, as you can probably guess, quite a lot of time-limited game modes. Some of them were brought to custom games, for example Rush or Manhunt. Some of them are possible to recreate with custom mesh settings. I'm talking about Sharpshooter, Shotgun Showdown or Triple Threat. However, there are game modes that you can't possibly access today. This is Skull Hunter, Fire and Steel, as well as all the Lone Wolf modes. Faction name changes. Many people, me included, wondered what was the point of that. This rebranding enables us to introduce new storytelling elements both in-game and on our social platforms. In the upcoming months, we will introduce new mediums through which players are able to engage with the world of Critical Ops. And if you don't understand what I'm even talking about, Coalition and The Breach was called Cities and Ts before update 1.0 respectively. Insane shotgun physics. Well, that one is just a classic. Critical Ops merge. We can address this entry in two ways. The first one being official COPS merge, which was around about 7 years ago, but things get a little complicated. Like, what is this? Does Critical Force know about it? Did anyone buy that thinking it was official? I don't have an answer to any of those questions, but just imagine you're minding your own business and you see a guy with a Critical Ops polo. Free credits rabbit hole. First of all, there isn't a thing such as free credits generator or credits hack. There are probably thousands of scam websites like that. You enter your nickname, credit amount that you want to generate, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Easy free credit. No! The method that most of them use is especially scammy. When I was younger and dumber, I was desperately trying everything, because 99% of people quit before they hit the big win. So I tried and tried and tried, and all I got was probably my data stolen. But anyway, the topic itself is pretty dark, but I don't want to spend half of the video talking about one thing. The best for you all is to just not even enter those websites. If no one gets interested enough to cover this topic, I will maybe do it in the future. You can also DM me on Discord if you have to say anything regarding this. Critical Ops Reloaded is another big entry, but basically an Asian version of COPS. It was visibly different from the original and wasn't available in the EU, NA or SA regions, unless you just changed your location and installed it. But to list some of the major differences, the whole menu, as well as the user interface redesign. 2 new weapons, Scar H and AWP. A new TDM map, Prison. Honestly, I liked that it had a more developed reward system, like achievements, weekly missions, level up quests or monthly login rewards. This is frying your dopamine receptors, but isn't that what games are made for? Farming XP in 2018 refers to the brain-dead pass grinding method. You basically queued rankeds or casuals with 5 people and killed yourselves with nades to end the game fast. Devs patched that by simply requiring minimum 2 kills to get XP from the match. Boost spots. I don't even know how it works, but being on a spot on the map, which you definitely shouldn't be on, grants a weird feeling of satisfaction. It was way more popular to find so-called boost spots back in the day, but they decided to just block off most of them. You can, however, still use some cool ones. Hot Rod Axe got a similar treatment to the Olive one. From being a rare item from the Season 6 Critical Pass, to randomly getting added as a default one.
Wait. What the hell?
Ghosting was, and still is, a big issue in Ranked. How it works is someone simply has two devices and queues on them at the same time. If he ends up on different teams, that person basically has access to the opposite team minimap. Now, you have 4 active players on your team, and the successful ghoster has radar. Better known as the influencer program, is a set of requirements that you need to fulfill in order to become an official Critical Ops influencer. Some of the perks include being able to host giveaways, exclusive sneak peeks of upcoming content or in-game rewards such as cases. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read about it. Well, today, the M-Tag is an urban legend among the COPS community, but if you're a new player, the mod tag was given to special and trusted people and gave special perks like banning and muting any player. This basically was a manual anti-cheat since they didn't have a good one yet. After some time passed, the player base grew and manual banning simply became ineffective. Also, people who had the tag got flooded with questions about it. All that caused lots of confusion, so it was pretty reasonable to remove it. The D tag, however, still exists, and as you can guess, the actual developers have it. There even is a loading screen tip explaining that. Indeed, a pretty short entry, but I think most new players wouldn't even think about it. Before Season 1 we had the pre-season, and before that was just a test season. Early trading. I'm not referring to the trade-up system. When the marketplace first came up, devs almost immediately disabled the option to create buy requests. This created a pretty dumb method for skin trading. People were putting up their knives at 1 credit for the other person to quickly snatch. However, this gained other people's attention. Constant refreshing and good reflexes made snatching those skins for yourself possible. I personally managed to get 2 free knives for a 4k profit. Do I feel bad for this? No. That was a great lesson for people wanting to trade in such a dangerous way. The old ranked system was based on, as they called it, stars, depending only on if you lose or win the match. This got a significant rework in update 1.6.0. First of all, your rank is calculated with skill rating. Second of all, the points that you lose or gain are determined by various things, such as your personal performance, ranks of your opponents, and final outcome of the match. Pre-market esports skins. I assume that some people didn't even know that they existed before marketplace was a thing. This trend of giving exclusive skins and emblems to tournament winners started on Circuit Season 1. At that time, there was almost no information about the skin, except for a couple of videos which didn't get much attention. Now, esports skins are one of the rarest and the most expensive items that are actually sold and bought. All brewery. You probably associate this term with the map on the screen, but there actually exists an even older version which we have literally no information on, besides one singular video from Alsama. The same applies to Division. I wish I could say more about this, but I did everything and found nothing. We can assume it was for testing purposes since it was the first actual TDM map. Offers is an in-game feature that can give you free credits for, you guessed it, completing offers. I put it on the 5th layer because this is some weird shit, especially on iOS. I tried a lot of them in the past. Most of the offers with reasonable amount of credits either would take you a shit ton of time to complete, are a boring clicking simulator, or simply would not give you the credits. Like, do you expect me to give out my address to get a free pair of boxers and 200 credits? Or complete level X in whatever the fuck is this? I have 5 twin offers like that. Coincidentally, they all take you to the same website with a weird Chinese clicking game. Little details on maps. Have you ever played on Division and suddenly you see this? Yeah, there are hundreds of little Easter eggs scattered across every map. I personally love to look for them, but I'll leave that part for you all to enjoy it yourself. Okay, don't take me as a trusted source, since I have close to no information on this. McLaren was a pretty average COPS YouTuber about 3 to 5 years ago, but his channel or videos are nowhere to be found. He allegedly scammed some developers or players of the tournament prize money, but it's really hard to find any information on this, so please share anything you know about this in the comments. DevGun, or the developer weapon, a pretty outdated and obscure topic. It's pretty straightforward. Back in the early days of COPS there existed a rifle that only the developers could use. It was mostly used for testing purposes and never was intended to release for the public. Its model was based on an actual assault rifle called G36. It had 100 bullets in each clip, did 1 damage per body shot and 5 per headshot. All information we have is compiled from a couple of 6 to 8 year old videos, and that's about it. If you go to speedrun.com, there are actually 4 categories for speedruns of COPS, the most popular being tutorial completion. Currently, the world record is a little under 58 seconds and a guy by the name Lil Chicken holds it since at least a year. If anyone will actually manage to beat it and prove it, I will pin your comment in this video. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't actually know much about cheating in COPS, but a guy by the name SciMobile certainly does. If you want to know more about how cheating works, I recommend watching these 2 videos by him. I don't think I am competent enough to talk about this. CSP. I explained this very well in my Critical Ops history video, but to give an overview, Critical Strike Portable was a typical 2011 mobile shooter. It was created and developed by Studio on Mars till 2014. It was kind of a precursor for Critical Ops. Finding out about this was actually a key factor in creating the history video. Going back to the topics of old maps, you probably noticed that they haven't had names yet. The same case applies to Heat. We actually have footage of people playtesting the map before it released to public. Company of Tanks was a clunky game about, you guessed it, tanks. The reason why I put it as an entry is that it was made by Critical Force themselves. It released somewhere around 2013 and was going pretty good. It got regularly updated and had a solid player base. However, support for the game ended in 2017, including CSP and critical missions. Critical Force abandoned these smaller games for the sake of COPS since it started blowing up. It's also worth noting that Company of Tanks is referred on Plaza and Heat stalls. I feel like these days it is close to unknown that SG was looked at as noob weapon. Every time someone used it in a game, I saw at least one person saying the infamous SG noob.
I'm actually gonna be playing with the SG. Oh my gosh, I can already tell there's gonna be a bunch of people hating in the comments. Yo, Shots, stop using the fucking SG, you noob. But look at this, man. I'm just going fucking ham on these fools already.
I don't think we'll ever get an answer to why blood was coming out of fruits in the early versions of COPS. The only video I could find was this. Like lots of other things from this era of COPS, I could classify this entry as lost media. Studio on Mars. Before Critical Force was born, the company operated under a name Studio on Mars. We can confirm that by first of all, the official Critical Force website, and second of all, by the old builds of CSP on Google Play Store. The name has been changed to Critical Force Entertainment in 2015. Update 2.0.0 was probably the most controversial. Okay, it was a joke. But can you imagine them actually adding any of those features? It would be horrendous to say the least. Like, there's no way this could... Bro, I just had a crazy dream. Everyone suddenly started hating on COPS and most of the big content creators left.
Oh, I literally dreamed the same thing.
But it felt so real though. Are you sure that was a dream?
Yeah, the game is huge, not like it's gonna fall anytime soon.
We all have to admit, with adding the marketplace as well as the agent skins, Critical Ops is slowly leaning into the general mobile FPS territory. What made it unique all those years was lack of generic Counter-Strike features that I mentioned. Please let Critical Ops be Critical Ops, and not an overcomplicated clone of CS. Features such as stickers, charms or patches are completely unnecessary and in my opinion don't fit into the game's style. I don't want to sound anti-evolutionary, but Critical Ops clearly evolved into the wrong way. And it's not just my opinion, but literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of players. I doubt that this video will change anything, but I still really hope it does. I think I might have missed one entry. Oh yeah! We actually have some Warzone mobile references in Critical Ops.